What is going on, everybody? It's Haze Carlson here with Bob Hurley RV in Oklahoma City, and today we're going to check out this Entegra Odyssey 31F. This is a 2025 model, and we're going through the lineup of Entegra's Class Cs. Super excited to show this to you guys. We're going to take a look at the outside, talk about what makes this unique for this price point, and then we are going to plug it in and get everything ready just like you would whenever you go camping with your family. So be sure to stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this one. To kick things off in today's video, let's talk about the chassis. So this is built on a 2025 Ford E450 chassis, and that is powered by this 7.3 liter gasoline engine. Now this produces 325 horsepower and 450 foot-pounds of torque. Now, another thing I want to point your attention to is this front cap. Entegra is extremely proud of their front cap, and it does a great job of letting in tons of natural light, and is really a joy to look at whenever you're out camping, because what do we want to see? The beautiful views of nature, right? So this does a fantastic job of letting you stargaze at night whenever you're using that top bunk, and they use the exact same process that Ford uses whenever they install their windshields on any of their vehicles. Entegra uses that same process, so you know you're going to have tons of life and longevity out of your panoramic window. Now, while we're here at the front cap, another thing I want to bring your attention to is this one-piece fiberglass front cap. On most Class C motorhomes, you'll see a seam that is out on the outside here running down that line there. Now, what Entegra has done is they take their walls and they bring it all the way out and they cover that seam entirely, because this is the #1 place for water intrusion whenever it comes to your Class C motorhome. So Entegra is very big on protecting your investment, making sure that you're never going to have any leaks with their seamless one-piece front cap. Now, since this is a Ford product, one thing that Entegra is offering is the cat strap. What is a cat strap, you may ask? Let's check it out right quick. So right there is your catalytic converter. And if you see that orange strap right there, that is your cat strap. And what that does is it makes it extremely difficult to cut through. So whenever this is at the storage unit, whenever you're storing it at your home, or even if it's at the dealer's lot, you're not going to have somebody coming in and stealing your catalytic converter. Come on, folks. There's no need to steal any catalytic converters. Just go get a job. Now, one other thing that I want to bring your attention to that Entegra is super proud of is this, their 2+3 warranty. So they give you 2 years worth of your limited warranty, and that's going to cover just about everything besides your wearable items, right? So most manufacturers are going to give you a 1-year limited manufacturer warranty. So you use it for one camping season, winterize it, put it up for storage, and then whenever you go to get it out, you're already out of your warranty, and that is not the case. They want to protect your investment and make sure that there are no issues in both of those camping seasons. So great job, Entegra, for giving us that 2-year limited warranty, and the 3-year warranty is for your structure, right? So let's talk about that structure for a moment. Entegra does a fantastic job with their construction, and I'll tell you why. One big reason for that is their in-house lamination station. So what they do is they take their walls, their roof, and the floors, and they all go into a big vacuum chamber where they get 144 tons worth of pressure per square inch to really be sure that the walls, the floor, and the roof is super secure and snug together. Now let's talk about a couple of other things that you can't see from the outside that's super important to keep in mind. Every one of these coaches that Entegra sells is going to have the Easy Drive handling package. I'm sure you're asking, what in the world is that? So you'll have 4 isolation rubber mounts that are here in the front that's going to reduce noise as well as vibration, and they are going to balance all of the drive shafts with a computer. Right, so whenever this gets shipped out from Ford, a lot of other manufacturers, after they put on everything, will stick that drive shaft back in there and send it on down the road. Whereas Entegra really wants to protect your investment and make sure that they have the quietest driving RV on the market, right? So you'll have 4 to 6 to 8 other isolation mounts down the frame depending on the floor plan, and then they will also take the frame and cut it to accommodate some of those floor plans. Now, another thing Entegra does is they use the same OEM style steel to extend that frame all the way to the back. So that means that your hitch receiver is still going to be able to tow 7,500 pounds, and you have a 750-pound tongue weight compared to a lot of others in this price point only being about 500. As we continue our look around the outside, I want to draw your attention to these frameless windows. Now, first off, I'm sure you're asking, why are you pointing out the frameless windows? For two reasons. First off, man, just look at it. Isn't that nice? And second, instead of having your seam being shown here and damaged by the sun's UV rays and potentially cracking and letting in more water intrusion, that seam is hidden. So again, Entegra really just wants to protect your investment, especially in a luxury RV just like this in this price point. A couple of other things I want to draw your attention to is this entertainment system that's on the outside. Now, this is a smart TV that can stream all of these different things, so you can be sure to stream your favorite Haze Carlson and Bob Hurley RV videos on YouTube. Now, another thing that Entegra has done recently that I love is they have premium audio brought to you by JBL. Now, that's going to be on the outside as well as the inside of this coach, giving you that highest quality sound possible. Here is your liquid propane tank. Now, this is a 12.2 gallon liquid propane tank. I believe that comes out right around 44 pounds if I'm not mistaken. Moving along, you'll have your storage compartment here that has your inverter. And then that brings us to your 6-gallon hot water heater. Now, this hot water heater does have a rapid recovery mode. Now, what does that mean? That means that it can go in between your liquid propane, your shore electric, or your chassis batteries and alternate between all of those to give you as much hot water as possible. This hot water heater right here will replenish itself about 3 times an hour. That gives you 18 gallons per hour worth of super hot water, which if you're a seasoned camper, you know that that's a lot. Now, one option that you do have from the factory that this unit is not equipped with is partial paint, which Entegra does a great job of that. In the next video that I do, you guys will see exactly what that partial paint looks like. There's another one of our JBL speakers. Another look at our storage compartment here on the outside. Now, you do have a quick connect LP there, so you can bring your own grill and connect to that and run off of the RV's propane system. Look at how much storage you have over here. Oh my gosh. You can fit 80 million lawn chairs in there. Just kidding, not 80 million, but a lot. Moving over to the back, you do have a ladder that goes all the way up, and we'll pop up on the roof here in just a moment, as well as your bumper. That would be a perfect place to store your sewage tube. Now, you do have 2 taillights here, as well as your third brake light. Now, why am I pointing out the third brake light? The reason I'm talking about this brake light up here is because you have that 7,500-pound hitch with that 750-pound tongue weight. Whenever you're towing a car, a trailer, if you're towing anything behind here, a lot of the times these taillights can be obstructed. So these lights up here do a great job of letting the traffic behind you know that you're coming to a stop. And now we are up here on the roof. Now, if you look way over there in the corner, you will see a 200-watt solar panel, as well as these 2 Coleman Mach-Q 13,500 BTU air conditioners and our WineGuard 4G LTE and Wi-Fi extender. Now, those are just a couple of options from the factory, right? Now, whenever we order these at Bob Hurley, we try to option them out as best as we can. So if you don't have the solar option, it is prepped for solar. And if you don't have the second AC from the factory, you are prepped for a second AC from the factory. Now, the other option is one 15,000 BTU AC instead of 2 13.5. Now, if you're in hotter climates like it is here in Oklahoma or Arizona, if you're going to the desert or really trying to use this thing in the summer, I would personally suggest getting both of those 13.5s. Now, one other standard option here in the Entegra Odyssey that I really like is your slide toppers. So the Odyssey as well as the Esteem are both going to have slide toppers directly from the factory. Now, this floor plan does have a huge slide that is basically this entire side of the RV that I'm totally going to open up for you guys in just a moment. But first, we've got some other stuff on the outside like this low point drain and your water control center. So depending on where you're hooking up, you will turn these knobs accordingly. This is your tank flush and then your city water connection. We've got a little light there as well as a switch for your water pump and your outdoor shower. And we do have a hole there in the bottom so you can run all of those things where you need to without having to keep this guy open. Moving along, here's another look at those beautiful frameless windows. There is your gas cap. And then another big bad storage compartment. Here is your shoreline as well as your coax inlet and 2 outlets there. One more storage compartment onto our generator. Now this has a RV MP Flex Power 4000i that does a fantastic job of powering this whole coach. Now we're gonna get this bad boy plugged in, opened up, and we'll take a look at the inside. Now, in order to use this automatic leveling system, we've got to turn this thing on. So make sure your emergency brake is on, foot on the brake. There we go, listen to that V8 purr. Now that we have got this unit running, we're gonna come inside. You see that this guy is on. This is an automatic leveling system by Lippert, so we're just going to hit auto level. It'll say leveling in progress. And we want to make sure that there is no one moving around on the inside. Now we'll see these ones here in the front pick up, and they'll stop, and then our jacks over in the back. We'll start to see those come down any second. There we are. And then it's going to continue to level all 4 corners of this unit to make sure that it is as level as possible. Now that we are all nice and level, let's turn this thing off and plug it in. Just like that, we are plugged in, slides out, awnings out, lights on, standing tall, ready to go. As we come inside of this coach, let's look at a few of these buttons. Here is your main power disconnect. There is your awning in and out for that awning outside, your power step on, as well as your exterior light. Now, this does have a dimmer switch. So if you look at this little light down here, you can see how it dims and gets brighter depending on how we control that. Here is your leveling system that has to have the ignition on in order for that to be operable. And then right on the other side is your solar charger controller. Now let's see what everyone is really here for. Absolutely stunning. Tell me this doesn't have a residential feel and I will call you a liar. Let's take a moment and talk about this over-the-cab bunk. First off, the standard in the industry is for the weight limit for this to be right around 450 to 500 pounds, whereas with Entegra, they really go above and beyond and give you a 750-pound weight limit on the over-the-cab bunk. Over here on this side, you'll have a couple of cubbies to put some of your things, your cup holder, and this gorgeous, humongous panoramic window so you can get all of the stunning views that nature has to offer whenever you're out camping with the family. Just imagine sleeping under here and falling asleep underneath the stars. Absolutely gorgeous. Over on this side, you'll have another cup holder, a couple of plug-ins, as well as 2 USB ports right next to your 32-inch smart TV. Now, everybody nowadays loves to stream, and this can do exactly that with things like your Netflix, Prime Video, and you can even stream your favorite Haze Carlson at Bob Hurley RV Tours. Now this is also coupled with a JBL soundbar. Now that's going to connect to your TV as well as your phone. You can Bluetooth directly to that and stream all of your favorite music. One thing that Entegra is very excited about this year is making sure that they are bringing quality name brand products into their coaches. Not only are they using JBL on the inside, those speakers on the outside are also JBL, and we have another big name brand right here with Sony. Now, this guy is absolutely incredible. This is equipped with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You've got all kinds of sound customizations, all kinds of stuff that you can do with this guy. And check this out. We've got our keys here. Let's go ahead and turn on the ignition. And once we have our ignition going, we can look at our rearview camera. And this also has a really cool feature where whenever you hit the blinker, it is going to pop up a camera from that side. You can see our slide is out there on the driver's side. Over on the passenger side, you can see our awning, and it turns back off after you hit your blinker. How cool is that? Now everything else up here in the front is OEM from Ford, just like you would see at the dealership whenever you go to buy an E450. Let's check out a couple of the other controls that we have here. So this again is equipped with that 4,000 watt generator. There's your controls for your generator as well as your slide. We can see how full or empty your tanks are, as well as your tank heaters, and then switching from gas to electric on that hot water heater. Now right next to that, you're going to have some cabinetry with black matte finish trim that you really love. Now this does have a gas absorber right there, so it will make a noise whenever it shuts, but that's not going to make any noise when you're going down the road, which is super nice. Above the couch, we'll see some more storage here. 3 more big cabinets, all with those gas struts. And this does not have any dividers there in the middle, so you can fit larger items above this couch. Now down below, we will see our pull-out couch or jackknife couch here. Now, one thing that Entegra does a fantastic job of that they're really proud of is they have seat belts in every position possible. So we've got 2 here on this. Going over to the legless dinette, we have 2 in the rear-facing dinette, which legally you do not have to have seat belts there, but Entegra wants to protect your investment with the RV and protect your family whenever it comes to the safety. So you do have 2 other seat belts there, as well as seat belts here on the forward-facing part of the legless dinette, and 2 mounting brackets for either booster seats or car seats. Really, really love that feature. Now let's take a second and switch this dinette over into sleeper mode. One other thing I forgot to mention while I was over here is you do have this button that will take your electronic shade for that panoramic window up and down. You also have a light switch. Let's talk about the kitchen. Now this kitchen is absolutely beautiful. They really try their best to make as much space as possible. So you have this extension here, couple of different drawers. Now these do lock in place to make sure that they don't open or be bumbling and stumbling while you're going down the road. We have some under the oven storage. Now this has a Furrion oven and 3-burner gas stove. Now I really do like this cooktop because you can raise it up whenever you're doing all of your cooking and then bring it back down whenever you're not cooking on top of it to get that much more counter space. Nice backsplash there. You do have an exhaust fan right above your cooktop that leads us to your residential sized microwave. Now this guy is big, probably nicer than the one that I have in my own home. And this cabinetry is also equipped with that black matte finished stainless steel hardware. Really love that. Now this is a dual basin sink, that same matte black finish. Here is a strainer for all of your dishes, as well as a nice little cutting board there. And you do have that dual basin sink, super nice touches. Now another thing that I want to show you guys while we're over here is this. Any guesses on what that is? That is a wireless phone charger. Now one thing you can do is push that and then bring it up and it will lock in place. Now you'll see that has a Type-C USB, a regular USB port, two other plug-ins there. I'm trying to get this light off of it so you guys can see. And then your wireless charger there on the top. And to bring it down, just push in that little red button. There we go. Just like that. A couple more lights there underneath the cabinets. One thing that I really do like are these LED lights that are underneath the cabinet. Really gives it a super cool look. Now turning around to this side, we get your refrigerator. Now this is a Furrion 12-volt refrigerator, and this has 10 cubic feet worth of space. So less times to the grocery store as possible. Want to spend as much time out camping as we can. Now again, this is optioned with two 13,500 BTU ACs, one here in the front and one in the rear. Now this has a dual controller and that goes to your power control system. So let's talk about this power control system for just a moment. Now this power control system is going to do some really cool stuff. So first, whenever you go to plug in this unit and turn on your ACs, it's not going to turn both of them on at the same time because again, this is only a 30 amp unit, right? So it's going to ramp up the first AC, and then once that is where it needs to be and that initial power surge is done, then it will start to power up the second AC. So you're not going to have any breakers being blown or anything like that. Now, let's say that both of your ACs are on. You're out camping on a beautiful Saturday night and you want to pop some popcorn and watch a movie on your smart TV over the bunk. Now, this is where it gets really cool. You'll stick in your bag of popcorn and hit start. This power control system will automatically switch off your back AC system and give all of the power that the microwave needs to the microwave. And then whenever this is done and powers down, give it another about 30 seconds or so, and then that second AC is going to fire right back up. Super cool. Don't even have to worry about it. Again, we are in the 31F floor plan, and one thing that I really love about these Odysseys is this awesome LED strip that is back behind the slide, and it really makes this coach feel even bigger than it is. Now moving just past the kitchen, we'll have your two bunks. So each bunk is going to have its own light, as well as on this side, you'll have a coax cable, two outlets, and a stand for an iPad. Can't live without the iPad. Now you will have some shades that go up, look just like that, and come back down, so you're not going to have any sunlight when you're trying to take a nap. Here's a look at our bottom bunk, and then on the bottom of that, we've got two good sized drawers, again, that do lock in place whenever you're not using them. Good stuff. Now up above, one thing that I want to bring your attention to is that we do have a ducted AC system. Now these ACs can be blown directly, right? So this switch right here is what's going to change it from going out of the ducts to just being dumped wherever the AC is located. So really cool feature that I like to see. Moving back to the bedroom, here's a look at our queen size bed. And then over on this side is going to be your wardrobe. Now you also have another smart TV right here. So you've got three different places to watch Haze Carlson at Bob Hurley RV on YouTube while you're camping. Look at the amount of storage that you have here. Oh my goodness. tons and tons of storage. You do have a rack up top. Now, one thing that I do want to mention to you guys are these styles. So this guy right here is called a style. Whenever these doors are shut, as well as with the cabinets, they want to show as least amount of that as possible, giving you that extra residential feel that you really want in your coach. Moving along just underneath the TV, or back behind it rather, you've got a little bit of storage there. And this is on 2 air shocks. So make sure it's not going to be bumbling around while you're going down the road. And a bunch of locking drawers. And these all slide super nicely. No issues there. We will go back up. Now this does have a window at the very rear of the coach. Now, since this window is at the rear, it cannot have a screen legally. So we'll put our shade back down and take a look at this bed. Absolutely stunning. Now up above the bed, we have a whole row of cabinets. These are on air shocks, a couple of outlets back there. And we don't have any dividers in the middle of this, right? So we can, if you wanted to, fit some pretty big items in this row of cabinets. Now, one other cool feature that I want to bring your attention to are these reading lights. So if you click it once, you'll have a blue reading light. Click it twice, and then it goes to a warm light, and then back to the off position. And on both sides, on either side of the nightstand, you do have another wireless charger that if we push in like that, bring it up just a tad bit, you can see that there is another USB port there. Now on this side, you do have a couple of other plug-ins. Let's take a look at these drawers. Gorgeous. And we'll take a look at the other side. You guys know we got to open up every drawer. So we've got 2 other outlets right there and your wireless phone charger. Now let's go over to the bathroom. Now, right before we get in there, here is your thermostat for your second AC that is here in the bedroom, right there. Back to the bathroom. I love how they continue that same matte black finish on your hardware. Stainless steel sink. Perfect place for toothbrushes. Nice little bit of storage there underneath the sink. And above the sink, you have this gorgeous mirror with a very good sized medicine cabinet. Moving over to this side, here is your commode. Now this guy has been winterized, and this is actually a porcelain toilet, right? So no plastic, none of that. And we actually have a toilet roll holder. You would be so surprised how uncommon that is. One diagonal shaped cabinet here in the bathroom. We do have an exhaust fan. Make sure we get any unwanted gases out. Here is a switch for that fan as well as our bathroom lights. Let's get in the shower and give it the shower test. All right, we are here in the shower. Now, again, we're in the Odyssey. Last time we looked at the Odyssey SE. It's a tad bit shorter. I don't have to worry about hitting my head anymore like we did in the last one. With this curved shower here, I do have a little bit more room. The shower head is mounted a little bit higher, so I don't have to be like Buddy the Elf and splash water up on me. So we're definitely headed in the right direction. Still feel like we could get a tad bit bigger, but again, in this price point, and I am freakishly tall, don't really have a ton to complain about. Here's one last look at the bathroom. Now that door does go over to the other side. However, I wanted to give you guys one last glimpse of this bedroom before we go. Man, I love all of these cabinets here. I think that may be one of my favorite parts about this coach. And guys, let me know down in the comments, what are some of your favorite parts about this coach? I always love to hear from my subscribers and really care about your opinion. So if you have any thoughts at all about this coach or any others that we've reviewed in the past, let me know. And that really about wraps up our tour on the inside of this coach. Now follow along with me real quick. We're going to button this back up, get the awning in, slide the slide back in, get it off of the jacks, unplug it, and go park it back where it needs to. And we'll talk about it just a little bit more. So come along. Yeah! And there we have it. That is officially the end of our tour of this Entegra Odyssey 31F. I really did like this coach. Let me know down in the comments below what some of your favorite parts of this motorhome are. For me personally, if I had to pick a couple, I really love the cabinetry. Going from the Odyssey SE to the Odyssey, that's definitely one place where you can tell that they definitely upgraded. Another thing that I like a lot is the seamless windows, as well as the slide topper that you see right there. One thing that I think could be a little bit better on this coach would be, again, the shower. As a guy who's 6'5", that's gonna be my main complaint on a lot of these. However, we do have more room than we had in the Odyssey SE, so we really don't have all that much to complain about. But guys, thank you so much for joining on today's episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and share this video with your friends. And if you are interested in this coach or something like that, then give me a call. I'll have my number right down below, as well as my email. And in the description, I'll have links to our website for this specific coach, as well as a link to the manufacturer's website, so you guys can get as educated and updated as possible. Be sure to stick around on the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.